Hello everyone, my name is SiC. Welcome back to Factorio. Today we're going to focus on creating all the stuff we need for artillery. The actual guns themselves. But first I want to fix another little thing that I've been thinking about. Because whenever I had iron ore in my inventory, I just put it into the trash slot here for robots to take away. And now all of that ore is just sitting somewhere in the base in a chest and it is not being used. So we can take a requester chest and we can actually put these on opposite sides of this belt here. We can get some fast inserters. And now we can request iron ore to be brought to this chest. And we can just say bring 4000. We definitely don't have that. Logistic request, another iron ore. Let's say again another 4000, because why not? And now little robots are going to come and all the ore that is spread throughout different chests in the factory are now going to be brought over to these chests and be smelted over into iron ore. So whenever I have some spare iron ore that I don't need, I can send it to the trash slot and it's going to be brought over to this place where it is going to be used in functional iron plates that we can use for something else. Or basically this is going to be turned into steel, which is going to be turned into something else. Anyway, we can do the same thing with the artillery. We can take a look at what an artillery turret needs to be made. We need steel plates, we need iron gear wheels, we need advanced circuits, and we need concrete. Now, all of those things we are making in more or less okay supply, except for the steel plates. But we're not making the concrete, so that is something that we can focus on for now. So to make concrete we need iron ore, we need stone bricks, and we need water. Now the stone bricks of course are being made up to the north. Iron ore is also being brought over there, so we can siphon it off from one of the supply trains, I think. And then we just need to take some water over to the north side as well. So we have a huge factory by now, man. Look at this stuff. There's belts running everywhere, and I love it. Anyway, we need probably an offshore pump, because I don't think we will have one on the... Yeah, we have one on the east side, we have some on the south side, but we could also use one on the north side, I guess. And we could make concrete over here somewhere, because we have... Let's see, this is a train for iron ore, right? So we can get iron ore from here. We have stone coming in, which we well, we need iron bricks. Oh, we need bricks, not iron bricks. We just need regular bricks, and we definitely have those in abundance over here. So we can siphon off this, we can get some water supply from over here, and then we just need some iron ore. We're going to need plenty of this, so let us see. We need a different supply set, I think, because we don't need this. We need something with access to water. Now, what is the ratio on this? 5 stone bricks, 1 iron ore. Is there anything that we could take from this? This is for sulfur, but we could... Nah, it's a little bit too broken up. Let's see. Yeah, this could be okay. Let's just use this one. So we are going to have this made over here. And these are chemical plants. Bricks are made in the yellow one. So we can get rid of the chemical plants. Right, and we will replace those. Ah, goddammit, they took away my assembly machine because I ghosted it, and then the guys from my inventory actually made it into another thing. That's annoying. Yeah, let us request... we don't need to request grenades anymore at this point. We can simply request the assembly machines to be brought over to us. 50 pieces in total. I'm going to let the robots bring that to me. In the meanwhile, though, we are going to put down the offshore pump right about there, and we are going to connect up this water supply system. Right, and this needs to be connected. We can connect it up to the north, and that would supply everything. That would be nice. Actually, we do need this one thing over here. And we're going to have to supply this by hand, unfortunately, but oh well, that's the way things are. Right, so that is water to all the places. We don't have the assembly machines yet, but I can be quite certain that these are being brought over to us. These are in storage after all, so the robots are on their way. They're just somewhere, and the factory is quite big. Ah, here they come, yeah. Right, so problem solved. We will add these into position. And we might have to change around some of the belts here, because we need to set this to make concrete. We will set all of these to make concrete for us. Just need to get a little bit closer now. Yeah, so we need to change things around just a little bit, so we can remove all of this. We can remove all of that. And we're going to turn these around. Oh, that's one too far. Right, so we're going to connect all of these up in the center there. Right, and then we are going to get long-handed inserters. I guess, well, actually, what do we need for this? We needed iron ore and we need bricks. We can get a splitter in here. And we will bring this over to the side. We need these things on this outside belt here. Alright, there we go. Bricks are being divided over the one side, and we need, of course, iron ore. This guy, iron ore input 1, I think comes from up here. Let us just zoom in for a moment and see and confirm that indeed there is no longer any iron ore being brought in from this field. We could get just a little bit, but that's not very useful to us at the moment. Well, we can order some of this stuff to be built anyway. Right, we can just tell the robots to bring this over and construct this for us, and we will get a little bit of iron ore. But this train stop is now completely useless. This thing is not doing anything, so we need to get our iron ore from somewhere else. Maybe from down here. This isn't really doing much, I guess. Well, we do need it, and actually we have some iron ore coming along this side. Concrete, I'm not going to use it to pave the floor, I think. Or at least not now. So we can use some of this iron ore, and we can send it off to the north for just a little bit of it. So, yeah. Now that we have decided on this course of action, let us say we will put down a splitter right there. We're going to drag this up to the north, except we're going to have to curve around a little bit to make this fit. And this will go right there. Right, then we are over here. We need to go underground to right about there, so we can put in a splitter or underground belt right there. We'll have to go, well, we can go under here, and we'll go over here. Alright, so that should take care of all of that stuff. Except, of course, I forgot to put down the long-handed inserters, which we, of course, do really need. Actually, that's not really working out, is it? We need to place this over here. Right. Alright, I'll fix this up. I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, well, the concrete supply is now done. And I've been thinking about where exactly I want to put this artillery gun together. So we are making this stuff over here, but we need red computer chips, which are being unloaded over here. We don't really have enough of a supply at the moment, but this will change in the future, hopefully. This really needs to be a red belt, because look at that speed difference, man. Holy shit. Anyway, we need steel, we need iron gear wheels, we need the red computer chips, and we need the concrete. Now, we have the red computer chips over here, we have iron gear wheels in a dead end over here that we can also use. We have steel being manufactured nearby, which is backing up on this side, actually. And it's also in a dead end over here. So, this space would be perfect for creating the artillery cannons. So all we really need to do is get this stuff from over here to over here. Now, I could cheat and use the supply boxes, the requester chests, and the supply chests, and we could have the robots bring them from here to there. And I'm thinking about it actually, because that seems kind of nice. We just need to zoom in a little bit, because we have a lot of terrain to cover, but actually not that much. It's not too bad. Actually, you know what? Because the developers have been talking about this as well, is that they feel that it's kind of cheating being able to use the robots to get everything from A to B. Now, it's really efficient, and there's no real downside to it, but it cuts down on the puzzle that is Factorio, when, you know, you're still designing everything around the use of belts, which is really fun because you get this amazing mess that only makes sense to you. And I kind of want to keep that in spirit. Oh man, look at all the purple science bottles that are being backed up over here. Now, why can't we have this for the yellow science? Because the yellow science is really not producing enough, and that's because we, well, actually it seems that we are running out of the copper ore as well, or the copper plates anyway. We could use some from over here and bring that over, I guess. Feed it back into the system that it is being drained from. Because this is a dead end, it's not being used nearly enough. We could combine these belts together again and bring it over to where it's actually being used a lot more, which would be right there. Anyway, I'm going to bring this over to the side, and I'll see you guys in a moment, using the belts, of course. Actually, I'm thinking it's kind of fun to see where all of these belts are going, so we're just going to show this a little bit. So they are being made over here, of course, so we're going down through the wall section where the walls are being made. We're going around this where the steel ovens are being made. We're going underneath here, remember, right here at the moment. So from here we still need to go over in that direction. But yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but that's actually what really makes this a lot of fun. Oh crap, oh shit. That's not what we wanted to do. Let's see if this works correctly still. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Alright, so again, I'm just going to be hugging the belts, the other belts, wherever I can. Oh, that is not good. And that is to create some space, or to leave some space for ourselves, I suppose. So we can get rid of some of these trees that are still around here. They're being put into my pockets by my robots, and then the other robots are coming to take them away immediately again. Because that's how I set up the system. Anyway, we have a way to go, but you can see we're going to go around here, or through here, over to the place where we need it to be. So, I'll set that up, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, well, the belt is laid. And now we just need to combine all of these things. And we need to have 4 different inputs. So let's have a look. We have 3 inputs right here. I mean, this is the biggest one that we have made so far, and I think this is probably the most efficient setup that we have. So I think we're just going to have to use this one, because when we look at the artillery, well, we need a lot of everything, actually. So the production on this is going to be super slow, but we don't need thousands of these cannons. I mean, it would be awesome. Don't get me wrong, it would really be awesome. But, yeah. I don't think there's a way to combine 4 different belts onto a single production facility. Actually, now I'm thinking, is there? Let us check. We can mess around with this a little bit. We can just have a little design, and we can fiddle around with it. So we need 4 inputs. So we would have 2 belts over here, maybe 2 belts over here. We could have normal inserters, long-handed inserters, but then where would we output this to? That is the problem. That is the interesting question. Where would we put this onto? Now technically, if we had a 3rd belt over here, we would need a way to get something off of that 3rd belt. We could do it, maybe. If we had, let's see, where we would need to place. So we would need to place a long-handed inserter right there to get something from the 3rd belt. Right? Now we can get an underground belt right here. Something could get something from this belt right there. And now we would need another long-handed inserter right there. This could work. It's not going to be pretty, but it could work. This is going to be slow. Is there a long-handed stack filter inserter? Stack inserter? We need a long-handed stack inserter, man. But this could work. We could have 4 inputs over here. And we could have, well, 1 input over here. And we could have an output over there. And this would be where all the cannons would be put into. We could actually put this into boxes as well. So, yeah. This seems workable. It really does. So we could turn this into a quick blueprint and just have it made for us. Because I am a lazy bastard. So if we have this, we will create this blueprint saying 4 input construction area. Why not? We could just keep building this all the way down. Now, if we have 5 of these, I think that's enough, because like I said, we really don't need many of these cannon production facilities. We just need to hook this up manually. But actually this is a bad place for it to be, so we're going to delete that. And we are going to take our blueprint and we're going to create it over here somewhere, where we have a little bit more space. Alright, and we are going to connect these up like so. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good system. Of course, obviously we need power. I didn't put that into the blueprint, but we can get rid of that blueprint and we can just add another one. We would need some of this stuff. we go. And then of course we would need to have passive provider chests. We need to have 5 of those. And they will output into here. Let's just say, of course, we will limit this to 1 slot each. This might still be a lot, though. This is going to be a big resource drain, but of course we're not going to build many of those, so I'm not too worried about that resource drain at the moment. So we need to connect these up. Right here. And this can be a dead end, because it doesn't need to go any further. Now, artillery, of course, hasn't been researched yet, so we're going to have to wait for it. But we can connect up the resources we need. So that is one thing. We need iron gear wheels, steel plates, advanced circuits. These are all the other things we need. So, we have steel over here that we can split off. We can turn this around. Get an underground belt right there. We can drag this around. Go underneath right there. And of course we don't have to make this go in that direction, because that other stuff is going to come from down there. So we can just drag it over like this. And again, I'm running out of belts because we don't have the materials that we really require. But this can be a dead end right there, that's fine. We don't need anything else. We needed another material. We needed these things right here. We can put a splitter in there. We will go underground. Like so. And again, for now, we're just going to have this done by the yellow belt, but later on we can use our upgrade planner to have all of this replaced once we have the materials we require to actually do so. Right now though, that is not the case. Right, so this also needs to go in the other direction. So I'm going to fix that up. Like so, and of course we need the connecting points up in here. So those are 3 of the 4 materials that we need. The other one was advanced circuits. Now the advanced circuits are ending in a dead end, which we can use over here. We can go underground. Right, and we will add, this will feed into that one right there, this one will feed into here, and that one is going to go up. Right, after this, all that really remains for us to do is wait for the research on artillery shells to be finished. But of course we can mess around a little bit with the production of yellow science, because that is the one thing that is really holding us back here. Alright, so this needs to go up there. I can end over here. Alright, so this is interesting. Alright, we have more coming in. The splitters though is what's killing it for us. And of course, we need to fix the green computer chips as well. So if we run over to this other side, for now, yeah, this is going to be our artillery stuff. Cannons. We don't have the access to the icon yet because we haven't researched it yet. But let us see. We have a lot of dead-ending green computer chip production stuff. We need more going in the other direction. And actually, all of this our entire factory is just running off of these two places. That is kind of crazy, because you need a lot of this stuff, right? And I mean a lot. You need a huge, insane amount of this stuff. And somehow we've been running all of that off of just these two things. Of course we are lacking in some areas, but really it's surprisingly... Oh, it's surprising how long this stuff has held up. Right, anyway, we're going to put in an underground belt here. And we are going to go put a splitter there, which is going to go off to the right. And then we're going to get a ton of underground belts. Actually, we might have... Yeah, we might be able to go all the way. Wow, even over there. That's crazy. Alright, and then we are going to go over here. And I want to feed onto this little belt system that we already have. So we're going to get rid of these two. And of course we're going to get a splitter here, one there, one here. This is going to go underground. And that's going to turn around and feed into this little system that we have right here. And that is going to completely fill up this belt, which is being split over here, which might not be enough, but actually... Yeah, it's not even enough for this anymore. It used to be. It really used to be. But now, yeah, we need a lot of that stuff, man. This is helping, certainly. But we would also need to have a different, separate connection up here, I suppose. But we might be able to make another set of green computer chip stuff somewhere else. And feed it into this specifically. Because we have plenty of copper cables, we just need iron ore, or iron plates, sorry, to actually turn that into green computer chips. Now we have iron over here, and it is dead ending. We could feed off... Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do that. Oh man. We're jury-rigging a lot of this shit. But it's functional. Right, and we can use this little setup that we've got over here. We have copper cables coming in over there, okay. We have iron ore coming in over here, so if we make this, we need to be a little bit careful where we place it, because this is copper ore that we need to keep available. We have a bunch of underground belts that we need. That is kind of splitting things up, messing things up on how we would build this stuff normally. But this would work. So let's have the robots build it for us. Of course, this one doesn't have any lights, and that's a mistake on my part already. We need lights on the inside tracks here. And of course this needs to be connected up to the power system, which I think it actually will be as soon as this one is built. So let's hold off on that for a moment. Copper cables. Split right there. We're going to go underground right here, and that's going to feed into right there. Oh, that even fits all the way. This is amazing how far this extends to. It really is. Right, and then of course we need iron plates, which are being split off here already, and this is nowhere near enough wherever it is going. We need more. But this here is not really being used. So we might as well just put another splitter in there. And go underground here. There we go. And this needs to feed into a little system that we've got up there. So we're going to go underground right here. Right, okay, apparently we still don't have electricity. But now we do. And this is going to create green computer chips. And of course this system is going to have to feed into the blue stuff. Again, I'm just going to use the fast transport belts wherever I still have them available to me. When I don't, I'm just going to switch over to the yellow ones, which is right about there. It's ugly, but it works, so we're not going to mess with it too much. Alright, and then of course we need to split it onto this belt right here. There we go. Hopefully this is going to help. Now we are going to put this onto the map, of course, just so we know what everything is exactly. That's going to be a help. Even if the iron ore is insufficient, or the iron plates are insufficient, and even this is now insufficient. That is interesting. Why is this suddenly insufficient, where before this was completely backed up? Well, we don't have the iron or the copper plates coming in anymore. But this one is backed up, so that's interesting. We can fix that easily as well. I need a splitter right there. That's going to go over here. This is going to go on the ground. There we go. That's going to feed onto that little system, and that's going to help us out quite a bit. And this needs to speed up the splitting process. That's going to help. Really though, all the yellow belts should be replaced by the red belts at some point, because that is really going to help the infrastructure along. It's not just a lack of iron ore that is ailing my factory. Yeah, so that's the thing that is fixed. Then we could look at more low density structure production, I guess, or we could make sure that this belt over here adds onto this production belt. That would be nice. And we can do so pretty easily. We can put in a splitter over here. We can go on the ground right about there. We will go on the ground right about there. Of course, that's the one tile we cannot reach. Alright, and this is going to go underground to right about there. It's going to go underground right there. And that is going to feed into this little splitter that we have over here. So when this is backed up, all of the stuff that's coming from up here is just going to feed onto this belt. And hopefully that's going to really help with the production of... Actually, we have more than enough of this. Well, no, we don't have more than enough. We could use more. That's basically the story of Factorio, though. We could always use more of everything. Absolutely everything. But for now, we could actually make sure that we have enough of this stuff produced, or the production facilities that we need. That is a system that we have put up before over here. Ah, man, this is not quite enough space. We need more. And we're running out of it. We could make one over here, I suppose, and we could leave this area open for, or close it off to more oil production, which we could keep more over here. I suppose that would be okay. It's not really ideal, but yeah, let's go. We will have this made. Anyway, these guys can set it up. We can hook it up later. For now, let's have a look at it. Oh, actually, no. It is... I was going to say we need to have a look at the yellow sands production, but that is, of course, grinding to a halt because we don't have the low density structures, and that is exactly what I wanted to fix. And we can only fix that when we fix the supply problem. Now, we cannot make this any faster. Actually, we could make it a little bit faster. We have speed modules for everything. And I have 10 more. Alright, so that gives me a bunch more stuff. Let's see, is there anything in my inventory that I don't need to have in my inventory right now? 2 of those, 8 of those, I guess. I don't really need the wooden chests. We need to create some space to carry more things. Explosive cannon shells, oh, we can keep them for tanks, I suppose. Why not? Alright, so yeah, this needs to be connected up as well, I suppose. Low density structures. So that means we need a plastic supply. Plastic supply is still abundant. So we are going to put in a splitter over here. We're going to go underground. Right there. Oh man. So much stuff. This is jury-rigged together. There's no plan to this anymore. I'm just reacting. It's like, oh, we need this. Oh, we need that. Okay, okay. So I will put this in here, and I need to feed this from over here to there, and it's really a spaghetti factory, but it works, man. I love it. Alright, so that stuff is coming over. Of course, then we needed steel, we needed copper plates. Actually, these copper plates are dead-ending. We were talking about these before. We can simply add these together. We will feed them onto a single belt, because that's kind of nice. I think so, anyway. Alright, this is going to feed into that place right there. And then we need steel. And steel, of course, is being made over here. And this is finally backing up. That is interesting. Because we don't really have enough iron plates coming in. It's not producing constantly, but it does work. So that is kind of fine. Anyway, we will put in a splitter right about there. We will have an underground belt right here. We will hook this up in whatever way that we can. We will go on the ground right about there. We will bring this up, and then this needs to be connected up to that little system that we have over there. And then this needs to output onto this belt. So we're going to bring this back down over to the left. And this is probably going to be our last official act for the day, because we've been playing for quite some time again. We have put everything into position for when the research finishes, but the research is simply not finishing because our supply of the yellow science packs is mediocre. Anyway, this is going to go underground, right about there. This is going to go underground as well, from here to here. We will get a splitter right about there, splitter here, underground belt. We'll have an underground belt from here to there. Alright, so this is now producing low density structures as well. We have 20 machines in total producing the stuff that we need. Oh my god. The copper ore immediately fails. That is not great. We have some coming in, of course. We also need them for battery production, so we need to fix this problem as well. And this is Factorio, guys. This is one problem feeding into another, and this is I can see why this is happening, I guess. Well, this one is being split over into this one, so this is adding on to it. Let's have a look at this belt. Where is it going? It's being put together. This one, this one. I mean, we have iron ore coming, or copper ore coming in pretty much plentiful supply. We could use a lot more though. So we could hook these up as well, because this is stuff we haven't really hooked up before. And this is ugly as sin with all the trees. I'm going to remove this and we're going to replan this, I guess. We're not going to really need it. Same thing with this. What the hell is going on over here? What happened to that plan, man? Anyway, let's see. We have copper coming in over here. We could reroute that over to the north. And I guess we're going to do that as our final act of the day. Somewhere over here we should have a plan for these things. Yes, indeed we do. Oh. Alright, so all we really need is this over here. We don't need these. Cancel these plans. And this needs to go down. Oh, that's a mistake. We can fix it for ourselves. Anyway, I will fix this up, and I'm just going to put a cut in here because this is really not that interesting to look at. We're going to connect this up. We're going to feed that into this smelter over here, and that smelter is going to feed into this little system that we have down there so that we can have more copper plates down here. But that's the end of this video. So please leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.